Hi teachers! In this video, I am going to talk a little bit about using Google Classroom for group assignments. So unfortunately, Google Classroom doesn't have a way to create groups and assign things just to groups. So there are two different ways that you can approach this. If you're in a self-contained room and it's appropriate to create multiple classrooms with those small groups, you might do that. However, when you're teaching online, asking students to go to multiple Google Classrooms can get very confusing. So you can also set this up in your own Google Classroom, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an assignment for students, and in this assignment I am going to give it a title. Maybe this is my pink group, and they're also learning about the Civil War. And I have something that I want them to complete as a small group. So in this case, I am going to add a template from Google Drive, and I can add other things like links and further information. Let's see if we can find something that could be a template. All right, let's say this writing journal. And here is where I'm actually going to use the option students can edit file. So if I do students can edit file, students in this group can all work on this same exact document, and then they're all essentially turning in that same piece of work. So I would give my instructions like normal. I would add any other links or attachments this group might need. The big thing about groups is you come over here and from your student list, you select the students that you want to receive this assignment. So if I go through and check all their names, only they see that assignment, and everyone that is on this assignment will be able to edit this one file. So essentially, it's like manually sharing with all of those kids. Keep in mind when you do this, you do want to make sure that your writing template or whatever template you add, you have a copy of the template for each group, especially if the template's the same amongst the groups. So adding that edit file, you can have multiple documents here where the group can edit the file. The big thing is if you're doing that group work, you don't want to select make a copy for each student because they would each be editing their own document. Now there is a time and place for that too. Sometimes I did that because I wanted students to do the thinking on their own first and then put some of those collected ideas into a final document. So I can add a variety of things. So we'll add that writing template again. And note that, oh, it's already added, so let me add it again. I'm going to add something different. Yeah, we'll add this checkers game, and maybe this checkers game I do the make a copy. Now that probably doesn't work on this, but you'll notice that I can keep this writing journal template as students can edit file. That means everyone in the group is working on the same document. And then this one here would be everyone gets their own copy. Now in this case, if I'm playing a game virtually and then I'm writing, I probably might switch these so that everyone gets their own writing, but they're all playing on the same exact game board. Again, over here on the side, if you're looking for group work, I might suggest instead of adding points, you make this ungraded and then you come down and add your own rubric. And if you want to learn more about rubrics, there is an assignment that will walk you through the rubric creating process that you can share rubrics between classes, or you can import these rubrics from Google Sheets. So think about ways that you can incorporate some group work within things. You can also use the students can edit file as a way to make class collections as well. Just keep in mind when you are doing multiple users beyond a few in one document, it's really important that you have a designated place for everyone to write. So if you are in Google Docs, you may want to create a table that already preloaded has every student name in it. So then students know exactly where their work needs to go and no one's writing on top of each other. If you are creating a slideshow, it's recommended that you have an individual slide for each student so that way they can go right to their slide and do their work. Slideshows are great for creating books or class books. Maybe you have some type of ABC book related to your topic or some other type of storytelling. book that you want students to create, where each person creates their own slide. In Google Docs, it's a great way to connect to the class and have them all contribute their own perspective on something, so then they can read and understand each other's. It also puts everyone's answers out there, so it wasn't as easy for someone to just copy and paste from another person's work because they were all in the same document. So from a physical sense, yeah, I guess it's really easy to copy and paste. But from the sense of scrolling through the document and being able to see everything that everyone put in, it didn't really make sense to just copy and paste from someone else's box. So some ways that you can incorporate both small groups and large groups in Google Classroom.